Yo, if it ain't a Ross Barnett show, the man don't really care, innit?
I don't really know.
You understand?
I don't really
Yo, man
care.
don't care.
I don't really know.
Yo, tell them, Barn.
We don't care.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Ross Barnett show is now live. So please share this motherfucking stream and subscribe.
That's a day. It's coming.
So I just have to prepare myself for
That's a day.
The Ross Barnett show is about to go live, bitch.
That's a day.
better than yesterday.
Four, three, two, one.
And it's like that. Positive energy.
Calm.
Positive. Calm. Yeah.
Calm.
Yeah. You see me, might sound hard than a trap, but I ain't gonna talk no gibberish. I'll talk facts about how we've all been lied to, but we don't care about that. Constant distractions, all setbacks with iPhones and iPads, all that crap. Can't get rid of it, even though at times I'm a hypocrite, struggling, but I never tell myself I'm gonna quit. League of my own, I'm hardly seen around of that goes. Third eyes open like nobody knows I'm crazy. The most people don't know, so I speak my mind, cause that's what I chose. When I talk real talk, then I expose. Cause I got a lot to say, cause I know not just that, the feelings inside most. Like, it's positive energy. I'm about that positive energy. And all that positive energy, that's what I'm bringing, and that's what I'm meant to be. Vibes all about positive energy. Yeah, positive energy. Yeah, positive energy, that's what I'm on, and that's what I'm meant to be. I'm about that positive energy. And all that positive energy. I'm like positive energy, that's what I'm bringing.
Yo, what's good, man? Ross Barnett Show Test Season 2.
1, 2.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Barnett, man. What you saying, bro? I feel like I ain't seen you for a long time.
It's been a long time we haven't been doing this.
It's been a journey.
And so much has been going on, do you know what I mean? So I think it's only right we have a tester, innit? Test the waters.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think it's that time, bro. We took some time off, folks. So if this is your first ever time seeing this, the Ross Barnett Show was like a show which we kind of were running on Facebook for a couple of years, and this is kind of our like debut, I guess, on YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you've never heard of us before, then go over to Facebook and look for the Ross Barnett Show, and you can tune into some of our old episodes.
You can tune in on YouTube as well. We got loads of our old episodes on there too.
True. So yeah, man, I'm Mr. Ross. This is
Mr. Barnett.
the big man of the squad, and yeah, bro, what's been going on? Like, has it been about 6 months? Nah, not 6
Nah,
months.
not
How
6
long?
months. Probably 5 months.
5 months. So a lot has happened in that time, bro.
Yeah.
A lot has happened, man. And a lot's been going on recently in the world of, well, just in the world.
Yeah, all over.
So yeah, we decided to kind of like dust the camera off and the streaming equipment, and yeah, we got a new location. So we're now reportedly signing in from a secret spot. That image behind Barnett's head might be a bit of a hint as to where we are. So yeah, we got shout out to the African Queen on the wall. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought that yeah, it would be fitting for today's episode. But Barn, man, come on, so much madness going on in the world, bro.
I know.
Where do we begin?
I wanna begin with begin with Michael Jackson. That's what I want to begin with. The Netflix documentary, because while this
Nah,
is...
not Netflix. It was on Channel 4, bro.
Was it Channel 4?
Yeah, Leaving Neverland.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Maddie McCann one.
Ah, I ain't seen that. Okay.
Well, that's another new one. Everyone seems to be making documentaries at the moment,
It's the thing to do, bro.
and people seem to think that it's the truth in it.
Yeah.
But with the Michael Jackson case, it just annoyed me how many people came after watching the documentary were then adamant that he had done it and he was a paedophile.
So what is your verdict on Michael Jackson? Is he being fitted up? Is he being
Yeah.
like set up? Yeah. So do you think that he touched any children, bro?
Nah. I honestly don't, because how I feel is if the FBI are brought in to investigate you in any investigation,
Yeah.
the FBI I think have got a 95% like pass rate of basically
conviction rate.
of conviction rate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's true.
Someone
That's
like
true.
Michael Jackson, they're gonna get if he had any evidence against him, and for them that would have been one of the biggest trophies that they would have in their
trophy cabinet.
in their trophy cabinet.
Which obviously must be huge because with a 90+%
Come on.
conviction rate, they've obviously taken down a lot of people.
A lot. They took down Takeshi. Come on.
Oh my god.
So big up 6ix9ine, free 6ix9ine.
Don't free him. Keep that guy, man. Keep him.
But this whole Michael Jackson case, people need to have looked into it so much deeper to see where Mr. Wade, one of the accusers,
Yeah.
has come from.
So these guys have already admitted in a past trial that they lied on
Yeah.
the stand, yeah? So I don't know why all of a sudden they've become credible. I only watched 30 minutes of one episode. So to be honest, a little bit longer than 30 minutes, but I didn't watch the whole episode. I haven't watched episode 2. My view on it is that Michael Jackson was a weirdo. Yeah,
he
I
was a
think
weirdo.
I think no matter what, I think if he didn't have that exceptional talent he had, I think people would be a lot more forthright with saying, "Hold on, this guy is freaking weird." Yeah. So he's weird. He's definitely weird. But I don't know if he touched any kids, but something ain't right about that guy, bro. Like something ain't right about him, innit? I don't know. I put a lot of blame on the parents. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, my sons or my children are not sleeping in another adult's bed. Like, there's just no need for that.
Or sleeping over, like.
Yeah.
Period.
And like in the documentary, they were saying how like Michael Jackson would be on the phone with the youth for hours and all that, and I'm just like that's not normal. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to think about the normal interaction between one kid and another kid. 2 kids do not spend hours on the phone.
No, online playing Fortnite or whatever. Yeah, but
Yeah, good
but
example. True.
But not on the phone.
But not on the phone.
Yeah.
So Michael Jackson, something is definitely off about that guy. I honestly don't know, bruv. I wouldn't sit here and say I don't believe he did it. I'm not saying he did do it, but he's so weird. The fact that he just used to act how he acted, he's just a weirdo, bruv. And I just feel like something ain't right with that guy. Something ain't right, bruv.
Yeah, so, I mean, he is different.
Yeah,
And that's how I would like to say he's different, a lot different from
a normal person.
a normal. I mean, but what is a normal person?
Bro,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
complete opposite of Michael Jackson.
What is a normal
If we're being
person?
honest, the complete opposite of Michael Jackson is a normal person. Someone who isn't exceptionally talented, someone who hasn't changed their whole appearance, someone who hasn't tried to live like a child for 50 years. 50, bruv. That guy lived half a century acting like a child. Like, when was he gonna grow up, bro? He actually thought it was cool to act like a kid.
He was Peter Pan.
What does that mean, though?
Peter Pan never grew up.
Bruv, that's weird, bruv.
Peter Pan never grew up.
You know what, the more I think about it, bruv, something ain't right in it. But those guys who was on the documentary, I do believe they was liars. Michael Jackson, like the way that one of the youths was talking, the way he used to talk about him and Michael Jackson like sleeping together, he kind of talked about it like they was in a relationship. Like he didn't make me feel as the viewer that Michael Jackson was raping him. And I know that sounds very twisted, but he didn't make it sound like that. He just made it sound like, yeah, we would
were
have
in a
sex
relationship.
here. Yeah. And he said like when they were thinking about each other sexually, they would like scratch each other's hands and stuff. Like,
Yeah, rub each other's hands
Yeah,
with it
bro,
on the
that ain't-
inside
that
of the
ain't
hand.
Normal, bro. That ain't normal. But the way he was talking about it, he didn't seem disturbed. So I just don't know.
Yeah, I just find it like, okay, so let's talk about Wade.
Wait, is that the Australian guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Michael Jackson funded a lot of money into him because he was a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Right.
So, long story short, Michael Jackson paid for his family to come over to the US. His dad stayed over there.
Yeah.
His dad committed suicide, and apparently it's because his family had left him for Michael Jackson.
What? Hold on, stop. I didn't even watch that bit. So his dad reportedly killed himself because the family abandoned him.
Yeah, and left him
go
there.
and be with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Michael Jackson bought them a house. He then
Oh, he bought them a crib, yeah?
he bought them a
Mortgage
house
free?
in the States. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He paid for like all this other. He paid for basically. He paid their way. They
Yeah.
didn't have to work.
Yeah,
And then Wade got a lot. Wade was a choreographer. And little do people know, the song "Cry Me a River" was actually about Wade, because Wade was the one that slept with Britney Spears.
Wade slept with Britney Spears.
That's what the
Why
song
is
"Cry Me a River."
That's a Justin Timberlake tune, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the guy that Britney Spears cheated on Justin Timberlake with.
Okay.
Okay.
This twisted road of Hollywood, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He also tried to mess around with one of Prince's girls.
What Wade did?
Yeah.
What Wade was out there, yeah?
Yeah, he was out there.
What, he was whipping girls off of celebrities?
Yeah.
Man, like Wade,
You
never
sneak-
underestimate the power of being able to pull off a sharp moonwalk, bro. It will get you laid. Pulling off a sharp moonwalk, yeah, will actually differentiate you from the average bums in Hollywood to the kind of bum that's been with a world-renowned superstar, allegedly. But yeah, anyway, sorry.
So he's done that. He's obviously done a bit of. He was supposed to do the movie Step Up or
Step
Stepped Up, a dancing movie.
Oh, okay.
He's
Maybe
supposed-
there is one called Step Something. Yeah.
He
I
was
know
supposed
what
to
you mean.
be. He was supposed to have something to do with that, and apparently he was really lazy because obviously he's Michael Jackson. He used his name quite a lot, and the producers basically said, "Now you're done. We don't need you to do anything."
Right.
So that was that. He didn't have no money. He hardly didn't have no money. He's losing money because he ain't getting no work. And
Yeah.
then he must have begged Michael Jackson to do the "This Is It" tour,
Right.
to be the choreographer there.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson basically picked someone else. He was basically going on like he was going to be picked for it because he's known Michael for so long
Yeah.
and wasn't picked. He's had problems with his wife. His wife is quite a
Who, Wade's wife?
Wade's wife. She's got, I think she's Hawaiian, and she's got like a few coffee shops.
Okay.
And she basically, I think they're going through a rough patch at the moment, something to do with money because
Yeah.
he don't work.
Okay.
And that to me tells me that him coming out now at this time is probably the reason why he's coming up with these allegations now, because he's broke.
So you reckon he's just trying to come up?
Yeah, would you stick around with someone like that, knowing that they done that to you?
Look, just the whole, all of these people are just weird to me, bro. I just don't know. I think we should move on from this topic, but I just think that the one like kind of final thought I've got is that people are so desperate to be superstars, they will literally in some cases sell their soul.
Yeah.
And
Or
I just
both.
think when it's all said and done, these people just gotta ask themselves. They gotta look in the mirror. They gotta talk to the man in the mirror and
Take a look at yourself and make like
change. And they've basically gotta ask themselves whether it was all worth it. Ask themselves. whether it was all worth it. And I think that's the $1 million question, bro. I think that, all of these people who've been willing to just throw out, even the parents who've been willing to kind of say, yeah, like take my youth, because
Yeah.
my youth's got a chance of getting popular. It's not worth it, man. I ain't gonna do that anyway. I ain't gonna do that.
I just want to say one more thing on this subject.
Yeah.
So you've got Corey Feldman, Corey Haim, Macaulay Culkin, yeah?
Yeah.
Stayed with Michael Jackson quite a lot.
Right.
These guys are very much against the paedophilia that's going on in Hollywood.
Okay.
Why have those guys not Corey? Because Corey Haim died, he killed himself
Yeah.
because of things that had happened to him in Hollywood. But
Why are they not saying anything about Michael?
no, they've said about Michael. They said that Michael would never do that.
Okay.
They've stayed with Michael. They said Michael was never like that.
Okay. The one thing I want to say, yeah, is that all of these child superstars, all of them, like, they've all come out weird, innit? Like, can you think of any Hollywood child superstar who's not weird, bruv? Like, I can't think of anybody. Like, they're all either, like, off their rocker or rumored to be a little bit unusual. Like, outside of these people's exceptional talent, talent is talent, granted, you can't take that away from these people. These are the stars that we grew up watching on the big screen in many cases. But most of these childhood stars, bruv, they are weird. They've all grown up weird. Macaulay Culkin, he's weird, bruv. Corey Feldman, he don't look right to me, bruv. He don't look right, innit? He looks like something sweet him, and I don't know what it is, yeah?
You look like one of the Lost Boys got him.
But all of these, it's almost like, and a lot of like the whole, like, Disney and all that, like, a lot of the kids that came up through that, they grew up, like...
Well, then again, Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake, okay. I mean, I don't know what
That's
guy...
probably the only one.
I mean, look, he basically threw Janet Jackson under the bus when her nipple came out at the Super Bowl. So for me, like, Justin Timberlake, innit, like, you're kind of over there as well. You're in that camp of like, nah, you're ops, innit? He's ops, bro. He's ops. But yeah, like, there's definitely a conversation to be had about the lack of quote unquote normal, healthy, stable adults who come from being child superstars, bro. I bet you there's more examples of child stars and prodigies who've grown into oddballs than there are of child superstars and megastars who've just grown up to be normal, bro.
Oddballs.
Yeah, that's what they are, oddballs, bro. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know if they got some rituals or what. I don't know what the situation is in it, but I said this very recently, bro. My younger son plays football, and I was at a practice and I was talking to another parent, and I was saying, do you know what? Like, my child, he's not my meal ticket. Like, I'm not at football with my child thinking, I want him to make it because he's going to make me. Like, my child ain't my meal ticket. I, as a parent, I am my child's meal ticket for now. Do you know what I mean? I was the one who was responsible for him being here, and my job is to make him have the best experience he can have.
As
like
a child,
yeah, I don't need him. I don't need to pressure him to do well so that he could buy me a house or a car. Like, I don't need that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And if I get to a certain later stage in life and I'm reliant on my children to make me comfortable, then unfortunately I've wasted my youthful years. But anyway, look, let's move on. What else is there to talk about, bro? All right, so talking about Wade and that life down under.
Yeah.
Last week we saw the horrific attack in New Zealand, in which the last figure I saw was 49 people.
50
people
now.
were mercilessly murdered, killed by an Australian gunman who, in fact, sorry, an Australian terrorist.
Yeah, that's
Who basically mercilessly walked into a mosque, opened fire, indiscriminately shot adults, children, and basically, unlike a lot of these stories or end, he's actually been taken into custody. So he did all of this stuff. He filmed himself. I think he live streamed it. And it was like watching someone playing Call of Duty. Like, it actually looked like that to me, bro.
I thought it was because there's a film on Netflix or something like that called something Jack.
No, not Hardcore Henry. What about Hardcore Henry?
That's it.
Hardcore
That's
Henry.
what I thought it was.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
this is this ain't real.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing the shots, and I was just like, yeah, basically I just felt different. That's all I can say. I was in shock. I was sickened.
It was raw like an episode of Call of Duty to me, bruv. Like, it actually, I mean, I watched it without the sound on, so you know.
Oh, the tunes! He was playing some like mad. He was playing some.
Oh,
mad
actually, no, I did
music,
hear that
like,
bit when he was in the car.
This is
It was just some weird music, some weird like 70s or 80s music, innit?
I am not God of Hellfire, and
Yeah.
I bring you all of that. And I was like, what? And but you had a lot of people started like talking, saying, "Oh, he was a Christian." I'm like,
He was a terrorist.
this guy was just a terrorist.
He was a terrorist.
Like,
But I've got to say on that, yeah, I'm not a fan. I hope this isn't too controversial, but I'm not a fan of faiths saying that when someone who's a member of their faith commits a certain act, I'm not a fan of when these faiths then turn around and say that person's not a member of our faith because a member. Like, unfortunately, you've got to keep it funky, bruv. I'm not saying they did their effery in the name of your faith. I'm not saying that, but if somebody is a member of a football team and they go out and they do something horrific, you can't disown them just for that horrific act, innit? Like, they are part of your team.
They probably they won't. They probably won't get disowned or anything. But in some religions,
Yeah.
once you kill someone,
Yeah.
you can no longer say that you are part of that
religion.
That religion. It's like the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not kill.
I hear you.
Okay, so if someone goes and kills someone, it's like if someone from Islam
Yeah.
kills a whole load of people,
Mhm.
I don't say to people, Muslim terrorist. They're terrorists.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I don't like when anybody, especially the news companies or any media companies, come out with the whole Muslim thing or Islam thing, because it's disrespectful. But what I don't like, which happened in this situation, is that a few of my Muslim friends basically said to me Christian terrorists and stuff, and I was just like, yo, when something happens,
you can't blame them for that though.
Yeah,
because when it's the other way around, that is the first thing the media does say.
But I never say to them.
Yeah, not you.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They got to kind of show some respect in that way. When I talk to them, I never say to them, "Oh, Muslim terrorists."
But do you think when people are conversing amongst themselves and there's not a person from that group in the conversation, so there's not a Christian person there, or there's not a Muslim person there, do you not think that they would still label the person as that?
Of course they do.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the media's fault. But you know, I don't agree with that. If you're a terrorist, you're a terrorist. But I also just do not agree with groups disowning people when they do certain things. Like, I understand they're not necessarily doing it, and I understand you not condoning what they do, but you just can't say, like, I can't say to somebody, you're a part of my family when you're doing great stuff, but when you're doing bad stuff, you're not a part of my family. Like, you're either part of my family or you're not. I gotta love you and ride with you. Not ride with you and support and agree with everything you do, but I've got to acknowledge you as being one of my family, whether you do good or bad, bruv. That's just the reality. I don't have to condone it, but, do you know what I mean? But
like I said,
yeah.
If no matter what that person's faith was,
yeah,
that person can be then said that terrorist was. Because if he's committed that, that's the ultimate sin.
Yeah, of course.
In a lot of faiths,
Yeah.
the ultimate sin that is. And for me, that's just how it is. I think you got to be, and like you said, I blame the media as well, because they're the ones that basically fueling this kind of anger between. And I probably think it was the media that came out with the Christian male, not Christian terrorist, Christian male.
I just think that
people need to open their eyes.
Well, people need to open their eyes, but I just think that there's just a massive lack of consistency within the media, bro. I think when the perpetrator is from another group, for example, Muslims, they're very quick to just use Muslim, Islam, and that label is slapped all over a story. So, which is wrong. But at the flip side, if they then whack it all over the story when it's someone from another group, Christianity or what have you, at least they're being consistent in their effery. But the mainstream media is so.
I feel it was all. What I find weird is, when do you ever hear anything about New Zealand, as in bad?
Never, nothing negative, bro.
Never.
Never.
So why did this guy come from all the way from Australian, and shoot out the place?
Well,
Australia's got a big problem with racism.
I've heard that.
A big problem with racism, especially against Muslims or people.
There's a lot of people from China
Islam.
and Asia as well there, isn't there?
Yeah, everyone get. I've had so many.
Do you remember that
people.
film, Romper Stomper? That was a good film. Shout out, there's some good films. That was a 90s movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was quite a good movie, to be honest. But,
well, there you go. What was it, Norton?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
That was
Edward Norton. Ed Norton. It is Ed
Was
Norton.
it?
Yeah. I'm sure it was Ed Norton. Was it Ed? It was a young Ed Norton.
Nah, Ed Norton was American History X.
All right, let's have a look, bro. Let's have a look.
But yeah, I just see New Zealand, such a nice. But you never hear anything. It's a bit like Canada. You never hear anything bad, and then obviously
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't.
A young Russell Crowe as Hando. Okay, yeah, sorry, but yeah, New Zealand, bruv, you never hear nothing negative about them, man.
And then obviously the guy that's gone over there is from Australia. So.
Well, you know what? Rest in peace and condolences to the victims and the victims' families. I just hope that guy gets. The only way he can be repaid is slow, painful.
Nah, not death.
Torture for a good period of time. That may result in his death.
No, it's too easy.
He's just got to get it, innit? Like, it's bro.
Too easy for him to just be killed, boom, like that.
Kill the guy.
Too easy.
After a while.
Nah,
they ain't gonna do that, are they? He's just gonna get like 100 years or something in jail.
Yeah, 100 years.
Yeah, I don't know like who the big kind of criminal groups are over in New Zealand. Meaning,
the mongrels.
The Maoris.
The mongrels.
The mongrels.
Yeah.
So are they gonna be? What I'm saying is, who populates the jails most heavily?
The mongrels. So the mongrels at the moment have basically said that they are gonna be basically protecting all the mosques in New Zealand.
So basically the man them in jail, they're gonna be on his case.
They're gonna be.
Oh, okay.
If they can get to him, they'll probably protect him, because New Zealand's it seems a lot different. I think
New Zealand's quite a nice country.
They put him in solitary
confinement.
Yeah. He'll get 23.
But you did have remember Chopper Reed? Chopper was from Australia, innit? Chopper.
Yeah.
Chopper.
Yeah.
What was his name again? Branson. What's his name?
No, that's the British guy.
What's Chopper's name, bro? He was a real guy, though, innit?
Yeah. Chopper's a real guy. Chopper is like the Australian version of Charles Bronson.
Mark Brandon Reed. That was Chopper. Mark Brandon Reed. And who was it? Eric Banner, who Played
Yeah,
that was a
that
good
was a
film.
good film.
That was a very good film, innit? He was a character, bro. You remember the bit when he was in the bar and he took out his hood and like the girl was sat down with her boyfriend. He took the piss, nah, bro.
Literally.
He took the piss. Oh yeah, he took a piss,
Yeah.
innit? Nah, he took it. Crazy. All right, what else, man? What else? I think we agree that was a messed up situation.
I didn't even want to talk about R. Kells. I didn't even want to talk about him. I think we just pass him because he's dead. We knew what he was about. He's dead to me.
Bro, people are still playing his music. I don't know about now, but I remember after Surviving R. Kelly came on, people was out here playing his music. I went to a house party where his tunes was getting rinsed, and then I went to a different. I went to a dance, yeah. And do you know what the DJ played? He played Aaliyah Back and Forth, yeah. And basically, it was one of them ones where, like, at first people was confused, like they was like, "Oh, Aaliyah," and then like you started hearing like R. Kelly like harmonizing it, and then people was kind of like, nah. And then like the DJ locked it off still. But he's cancelled, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
done.
Did you see in the interview, like, the girls came out and talked, like, one of his girlfriends is 21 and one's 23. 20, bro, I was saying this to someone the other day. You see, if I have a conversation with a 21-year-old, yeah, after a while, I can literally, like, feel their age in the conversation. Do you get what I mean?
No.
Like, alright, if I'm speaking to a 21-year-old for a while, there comes a point, like, if I was speaking to a 21-year-old girl, I'm sure it would come to a point where I'd think, like, you're young, man. Like, I would, just in the conversation, I'd feel like I'm chatting to a picnic.
Yeah, because you're talking about different things, like.
You're just, your view of life is completely different.
Yeah.
Your mental, your frequency is different, bro.
Because what I would be like, I'll be thinking of stuff that I was thinking about when I was 21. And then again, it will be different again. Because this generation's different.
How is a 21-year-old basically relating to a 50-year-old R. Kelly's, like? And come on, let's keep it real. In R. Kelly, like, in the very first video that came out, you know, I know, like, at my age now, people might look at this funny, but at the time when that first video came out, everybody saw the video in it. Like, that was getting sent around. That was one of the earliest videos I remember seeing on a mobile phone. Do you know what I mean? Because it was real early, but it was on a mobile phone that I saw that video, bro.
6210, isn't it?
I can't remember what model of phone it was, yeah. But R. Kelly, it was you, innit? Man saw the video, it was you. I don't know who the girl was. I don't know how old she was. I can't vouch for none of that. But I remember R. Kelly's argument vividly was, it was not me in that video. It was you. It was you, innit? Because you, even when you got arrested, you had the exact same trim.
Oh,
you had the exact, because you know R. Kelly normally has a low trim, innit?
Yeah.
He normally has a baldy, bruv. That time he had the little afro, innit? It was you, R. Kelly. Like, do you know what I mean? So he's been cancelled, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's done. Done for me.
Cancelled.
Done for me.
All right, let's not even talk about R. Kelly.
Play
right.
yourself.
I tell you one of the things that I did want to touch on, but actually it's gone as well.
Just talk about whatever you've missed or what to talk about. Just talk about it.
Well, I did kind of want to talk about, like, touching on sport. I did want to talk about, like, James DeGale getting beat by Chris Eubanks. Like, I don't even think we need to go into that too much, but basically DeGale, like, I've never rated DeGale. I've never liked DeGale. I've respected him, but he's not really been a person who I've ever, like, looked out for or wanted to see his fights. But I actually thought, you know, the way he was talking in the press conferences was like, oh, like, he was just talking like he felt he was being disrespected, innit? And yeah, like, you got Brock up. You actually got Brock up. Like,
handed to you.
Yeah, you got Brock up, innit? Like, Chunky, like, you know, announcing your retirement was the right thing. Like, yeah, you got. Yeah,
you got battered.
Got turned.
I wasn't expecting that.
Me neither.
Wasn't expecting that at all.
Me neither. So I don't know what this means for the future for Eubank. I don't know. I think they're talking about him and Billy Joe Saunders rematch. What do you reckon?
He can't beat Billy Joe.
Billy Joe in the last couple fights, he's just looking in phenomenal shape, but
can't beat Billy Joe. I think he needs to look at fighting George Groves again.
Nah, Groves is retired, isn't it?
Is he?
I think so. I don't know if it's been officially announced, but Nah, I don't know, but I think that him and Billy Joe is a good fight. I think that's probably a good route for him right now.
Billy Joe's too technical for him.
He's not ready for any of the Americans. Let's put it that way. Them man, they will take his head off. Innit? He's a domestic level fighter, but a good domestic level fighter. And yeah, I would like to see that Billy Joe rematch. I think he got a chance, you know.
No, I don't think he does. I think Billy Joe's too sick.
He's still an asshole though. Like he's
Who,
still
Billy Joe?
No.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He's still an asshole. He's got his trainer. Like I just don't like his body language. None of it. I just don't like. Even when his trainer was talking to him, like the way that his
mannerism.
Like he just seems like he's just got
Arrogant.
like. Oh, I just don't like people. I don't like people like that, bro. I don't like.
It's
people
mad
like that.
because you got to think he before he was a professional boxer.
Yeah.
He was living off his dad's name, so he feels like he's owed something. That's why he goes on like he does. That's how I feel.
Yeah, maybe. But he has like, in fairness, right, to him, he has put in his work. Like, can you remember that video of him having the street fight with like 3 people?
Nah.
Yeah, there's a video. I think it's online somewhere, bro, of him having, before he was a professional boxer, just him having like a street fight. Like,
You sure that weren't Connor?
Nah. It was Chris Eubank Jr., bro. Like backing his name in it. So, I think because of the stigma attached to his name, he had to like, he did used to get people bothering him about it, and I think because of that, you know, he became a fighter like more naturally. But just his mannerisms, bro. I don't.
Nah, because his dad shipped him off to New York, you know. His dad shipped him off to.
He did go to America for a while, innit?
Yeah, he was in America for a long time. Like his dad sent him over there, and it was just him in America by himself.
Why?
For the boxing, yeah.
I think I don't know if
Very
this video.
young.
I don't know if this video is before it or not, bro. I don't know. But look, Chris Eubank Jr. We'll see what the future holds for you. But like James DeGale, man, you let a lot of people down in it. Like, but yeah, let's not even dwell on that too much longer. What else has been going on in the world, bro?
Well, flipping it. I think we've been talking about. I didn't want to talk about this either.
What?
Brexit. That's still going on. Can you believe that?
Bro,
We've been talking about that when we first started doing the show.
So I can't believe like 2 years has flown by.
And she ain't done shit.
I gotta be honest with you, right, people. I'm a Remainer, you know. I'm a Remainer. You was a Leaver, innit? Mm-hmm. You was a Brexiteer. Is that what you guys are called?
Yeah.
You're a Brexiteer. I'm a Remainer. I feel like everybody was lied to, and that's why I was a Remainer in spirit. Yeah? Because I just don't believe the politicians. Like, I don't believe, like, what we're told by the politicians at the best of times. So, when I feel like there's a big game going on, I'm just not going to buy into it.
Yeah, but this is why... And this is why I voted to leave, because I like to have the shit put on people. So now it's been put on them, and they don't have a clue.
They're incompetent, bro.
Why give someone? I'm not the people. Like, people gotta understand. There's people that voted to remain. There's people that voted to leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The people that voted to leave, they won. Oh well. A large majority of those people that wanted to leave, though, thought that everyone who wasn't English was going to get sent back to their countries. They were going to get more money and all of this. For me, it's a thing where if you're given an option of carry on doing the same thing or have a go at something else, I want to have a go at something else. I'm bored.
Listen, I feel like Brexit was a great excuse for the xenophobes among us. It was a great excuse to try and stick it to the foreigners. And it was a great excuse for these people who constantly make reference to the good old days to feel empowered. Now, let's talk a little bit about the good old days. The good old days of the wars, the world wars, when we weren't part of Brexit. But let's be real, folks. Yeah, let's be real. Like, we got through that because we had a unified attack or approach. Yeah, Europe and America backed us. That's the real. Let's keep it real. Because you got these dad's army guys, bruv, who are out there. They voted to leave. Them man there voted to leave, yeah? They wanted to leave. These people who are like the good old days, blah, 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 blah. Bruv, every single time when it's been really serious, yeah, of modern history we're talking about, we've had allies from Europe, yeah, and even wider afield. Is that not true?
I don't know. I think a lot. Some of the time, Great Britain have backed other countries.
No. That's not what we're talking about. No, what we're talking about is other countries have also backed us. So what I'm saying is this whole we're better off on our own. We've never really like in this day and age. You can't be alone, bruv. A player as big as us, you can't be alone, bruv. You can't be alone, bruv.
I think basically, no matter what, it's gonna be messed up.
Gonna be messy.
The EU don't want the UK to leave straight, and you gotta ask yourself why. Why are they making it so difficult?
50 million a day.
The MPs are messing around in Parliament
because they don't want us to leave. They don't want us to leave, bro.
Exactly. But why? If they're doing it, then you got to think they're gonna be missing out on their little backhanders that they get from the EU.
Yeah, that may be true.
They get backhanders from the EU. They get backhanders from certain companies as well.
Yeah.
That we trade with and things like that. That's what they are pissed off about.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, I think despite my views on why Brexit happened, I do, the whole argument of, well, that's the will of the people and we've now got to go ahead with it. I'm a little bit kind of torn on that because I can see both sides of that argument. Me personally, I think to say we should plow ahead with something which people can now accept and understand they were lied to about seems pretty ludicrous to me. I mean, those people who felt that the NHS was going to benefit from an extra
365 million
or 365 million a week, who were lied to, like, wow. Is that alone not enough reason for people to be able to say, hold on a minute, we kind of went into this very bloody naively, if we're being honest. Come on, bro.
Yeah, the only problem is, obviously, I think a lot of people voting now, I think they would vote differently. And I think Remain would happen. But if they did, the only problem with that is if they did that, then we're going to be forever having these referendum votes because people ain't going to be happy.
Best two out of three.
Rock, paper, scissors, basically.
I reckon best two out of three. Like, I reckon their Remain would just win now.
But it's just they've wasted so much time.
And money. I bet.
They've wasted so much time.
a lot of money doing all of this.
And that's what I mean. You got kids protesting in town about climate change and emissions. You've got the MP going back and forth to Brussels in a private jet to go over there for nothing, basically, to go and eat
snails.
In
top hotels.
Yeah. Fly back.
Escorts on the country.
Yeah. Cars, police, all of that. And she ain't done nothing. She hasn't done nothing.
The government are incompetent, and what I mean by that is, like, and I said this before in the program, like, I would have expected Theresa May to line up her cabinet. Everybody gets assigned their jobs. Everybody gets their responsibility. Go and do it by this date. I don't want to hear anything. Like, I don't care about the details. Just get the job done. Why has that not happened? Like, that demonstrates a level of incompetence that I don't think the country's ever blatantly seen before. Theresa May, like,
oh man,
that's your leader, innit? You know, like how they say, like in America, like with Donald Trump, like some people say, like, he's not my president.
Yeah.
Like, Theresa May is not my prime minister, innit? Like,
she don't represent me.
I didn't vote for her.
She's not. And this is the problem.
I knew she wasn't my prime
know-
minister when I seen her dancing. To
This-
be honest, that
this-
was the icing.
This is the problem with the whole Parliament thing and MPs.
Yeah.
They're not us. They're so far out of touch with us
normal people.
that the will of the people. What is the will of the people? What we want as people that work our asses off, pay taxes for these people to just sit in Parliament and fall asleep. We want better education for our kids.
When do we want it?
Now. We want better facilities for our children.
When do we want it?
We want it now. We want better pay for ourselves. We want people to be able to buy
We want that
houses.
now. We want that right now.
Do you know what I mean? How are
Right
MPs getting pay increases and nurses are getting like a 1% pay
Yeah.
increase and they're getting like 17% pay rises every year?
How do they justify that, bro?
Because they're charging us more and more tax. That's what I'm
Plus,
saying.
their expenses are crazy.
What, they get paid £350 a day expenses, I think it's expenses just to go and sit in Parliament.
And you know, like, they're all like getting pissed up in there anyway, innit?
Yeah, of course they
They're
are.
just drinking
Look at 'em.
and yeah.
Got Boris
And that's why they're always laughing and that and like having like these like
cheering and like they're at a football match.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, Mr.
Yeah.
Speaker has to talk to them. Like, come on, irate Mr. Speaker, I swear down.
But they're on him, innit? They're on him
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
his comments yesterday.
Yeah,
What's his name? Burkrow or something like
yeah,
that.
Burkrow.
I'm
he's
like
sick.
Burkrow, you know.
Yeah, he just had this plain little knitted jumper on. Oh, he's sick, man.
I'm like Burkrow. Listen, none of them people ain't my people, innit? Like, I don't know. I just think they're all opportunists, and my message to the viewers and the British public is stop being so damn naive. Like, don't believe these people. I'm
Don't.
sorry, but I just can't believe in them. I think your local MP who helps you in matters, and you know, I want to say big up to Roger Berry, who was a Bristol-based Labour MP. He directly helped my family at one point. So I've got a lot of respect for the local politician at that level, and I definitely think people should utilize that resource. But as far as those guys who, you know, these cabinet
Yeah.
ministers and all of that, yeah.
The thing is, there's a lot of good local MPs
yeah,
who can do stuff for you in your local area.
Mm.
The problem is when they try and take certain problems to Parliament,
yeah,
they don't even listen to what. Do you know what I mean? I see a lot of them go there saying, you know, such and such name from Rochdale, she has this and she needed this and she couldn't get this help because of the disability pay's been taken away, blah blah blah. Theresa May will stand up. Oh, I'll look into this. You ain't doing shit. Like, you haven't even sorted out Brexit yet. You haven't sorted out your shoes. You haven't even took dancing lessons. You're just wrong. She's wrong. Do you know what? I think that Theresa May, before she became an MP, she was Big Bird in the suit.
Yo, that's not a bad.
Because you see
how
how long her feet are.
She's horrible looking, bro.
She looks like one of the. She should be in the new film, The Witches.
Are they making a new Witches?
Yeah, she should be in the new
That
film, The
sounds
Witches.
slick, bro.
She's awful.
She ain't my type.
I'd love to
That's,
spin kick her.
that's what I can
swear
say.
down.
She ain't my type, innit? But you know, so you know, fair play to Mr. May, but she ain't my type.
That guy's a billionaire, man.
Yeah. He's growing cannabis and all that, innit?
Growing cannabis, pharmaceutical stuff, arms, all of that.
Yeah.
He's got his fingers in all the pies.
Making big money, yeah, with them big crops.
Mm.
But let them find a crop in your back bedroom, son, and you'll be going down the big ass.
Exactly.
The big ass.
That's
And
so
not the one
dumb.
where they live. No. The big ass.
The one without the cat.
The cold one.
The
With
one where
mobile
they're charging
phones.
130
With mobile
grand
phones
a
that
year.
smell like excrement. You know, but hey, it happens, innit? So yeah, I think unfortunately, well, we'll wait and see what happens. They're trying to delay it now to the 30th of June. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm not even really too in tune with it. I'm just living my life. I know that the day after Brexit happens, if it happens,
That's
I'm
my
still gonna have
birthday.
to go to work. I'm still gonna have
It's
to
gonna be
pay
a
my
shit
bills.
day.
I'm still gonna have a great day on my birthday, innit? Like, I don't care about
It's
these
gonna be a
MPs.
shit day.
I've heard that like people are saying like I know people who did like are in certain lines of business like for example buying and selling properties and they're like yeah like I'm waiting until Brexit happens before I spend any money because they're taking a gamble that there's going to be a dip in property prices. But
there's going to be a dip in
but
flipping
everything
currency
is
as well.
still needed, bruv. People still need to work. People still need homes. There's still going to be a requirement for like gas, electric, oil. All of these things that keep the country moving are still going to need to happen. So I'm not sure why people think there's going to be this massive knee-jerk reaction. And
Because the media make people panic.
Yeah,
they
they
make
do.
people
They
panic,
do, bruv.
and
They do.
and so many people panic about the stupidest thing. As long as you can put food on your table and you got a roof over your head,
Yeah.
that's all you've got to worry about.
Yeah,
Standard, and that is it.
that's true.
When
bruv.
you make the media make you panic, you got to look at yourself and make that change. You've got to like.
Why you quoting Michael Jackson lyrics, bro? You remember that in the other guys where the guy kept quoting TLC? He kept
Yeah.
saying,
Oh shit.
Don't go chasing waterfalls, guys. And he'd be like, "Are you quoting TLC?" Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, you've got to look at your life in the UK. We're nice in it compared to other countries.
Yeah, man.
We are so nice.
We are.
We got NHS. We get free healthcare.
But these xenophobes, they're trying to change it, bro. They don't like foreigners. They don't like foreigners, mate. Unlike me, I like foreigners.
Do you know what?
You go to the hospital. Sorry to cut you, bro.
Sorry?
You go to the hospital. God bless those people who work in hospitals and are taking care of my mum, your dad, your grandparents. All these people who hate all of these foreigners. When you go to hospital and it's a foreigner who's looking after you, how do you feel then? Let me guess. They took someone's job, didn't they? They took your Aunt Pam's job. Well, no, they didn't, because your Aunt Pam never wanted to work.
Yeah.
She didn't work since she was 16 years old, and she doesn't want to work now. But she does want to complain about it.
Of course she does.
But she don't want to go to work. All right.
And those people are the worst.
Of course they're the
Because
worst, bruv.
they cause a
my
vicious
God.
cycle. They don't want to work. Their kids don't want to work. Then their kids don't want to work.
Yeah.
And then their kids don't want to
Why
work.
should they work? You go in their house, they got the latest 4K TV. They got PlayStations and Xboxes, and they got the latest Kappa tracksuit, the latest Donne trainers.
Yeah, Donne.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Lonsdale.
they're
come on,
living
man.
the dream, bro. They're living the dream. So, it's a shame, man. But look, I do just want to take a moment to just say big up to Maggie from Naughty and Nice Rum Punch. Exclusive rum punch. This is the cherry kiss flavor. A rum-based drink mixed with cherry tropical flavors and natural ginger extract. Guys, if you've never tried this before, you need to basically check out on Instagram Cookout Wednesday. I think that's the tag. Check out Cookout Wednesday, and send them a DM, and they can link you up with some of this rum punch. But I'm not drinking any now because I need to basically do a quick run after this episode
It
finishes.
licks my head off. I'm not gonna
But
lie.
do you feel lit, bro?
Yeah.
He said to me that one bottle of this, if you're not like a big drinker, one bottle of this is enough, bro. So
Yeah,
you can
I
feel
haven't
it,
had
yeah?
my dinner. Yeah, I've had dinner yet. So I've just drank that on an empty stomach. So yeah, that's kind of. I think I'm gonna go straight to bed still.
Nah, when I get back, I'm gonna pop one of these still. I did buy a few of them still, but yeah. So big up to Maggie, big
They're
up to
nice.
Naughty and Nice,
They're nice.
and big up to Cookout Wednesday. Well, yeah, man. So I guess this was probably a reasonable test.
Yeah.
This show really, guys, I'm not gonna leave this up for too long. This was really just about us putting together our kit, testing the quality of the broadcast. If we take this forward, it's been quite fun. But there's a few things that we've got in place that we need to get sorted out. So you might for those of you who've been following us for a while, and thank you to all the supporters, we really appreciate it. You might notice that obviously we're in a different setting, different quote unquote studio. And that's just, we had to make a move. But I want to say big up to the people who provided us with the old space. I won't bait up their names, but you guys know who you are. Thank you so much for all the help and support you've given us over the years. Really appreciate it. And yeah, stay tuned, guys. We've got much more to come. It's the Ross Barnett Show. And yeah, big up yourself. Barnett, you want to say anything to the people, bro?
I think you just got to look at people, and it don't matter if they're black or white, and just take a look at yourself and make that change.
Yo, if it ain't a Ross Barnett show,
man don't really care, innit?
I already know.
You understand?
I already
Yo, man
care.
don't care.
I already know.
Yo, tell them, Barn.
We don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Ross Barnett show is now live. So please share this motherfucking stream and subscribe.
That's a day. It's coming.
So I just have to prepare myself for
That's a day. The Ross Barnett show is about to go live, bitch. That's a day.
better than yesterday.